On August 15, 1977, a scientist named Jerry Emmon was flipping through pages of computer printout data from a radio telescope in Ohio, when he stopped cold. Among rows of meaningless numbers and letters, there was a sequence so bizarre, so perfectly structured, so impossibly strong, that his hands started shaking. He grabbed a red pen and circled it. Then wrote a single word in the margin that would haunt science forever: WOW. That one word became the name of the most mysterious signal ever received from outer space. A signal that lasted exactly 72 seconds. A signal that has never been explained. A signal that has never been heard again. And a signal that some of the world's most brilliant scientists believe may not have come from anything on Earth. To understand why this signal is so terrifying, you need to understand what it takes to be noticed in space. The universe is unimaginably loud. Radio waves pour in constantly from stars, galaxies, pulsars, black holes, a wall of cosmic static so thick it drowns out almost everything. The Big Ear telescope in Delaware, Ohio, was built specifically to cut through that noise. It was the size of 3 football fields, one of the largest radio telescopes ever built. It had been scanning the sky since 1963, collecting 14 years of data. 14 years. Thousands of hours. Millions of signals. And in all of that time, in all of that cosmic noise, nothing had ever looked like what Emmon found that morning. Nothing had ever come close. Here's what made the signal so jaw-dropping. SETI, the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, had a theory. If an alien civilization wanted to send a message across the galaxy, they would probably broadcast it at a very specific frequency, 1420 MHz. Why? Because that's the frequency at which hydrogen, the most common element in the entire universe, naturally vibrates. Any intelligent species advanced enough to build a radio transmitter would know this frequency. It would be the universal language of the cosmos. A cosmic knock on the door. The WOW signal arrived at exactly, and I mean exactly, 1420.456 MHz. It was so perfectly centered on this frequency that the odds of it being random noise were essentially zero. It was like someone in deep space had read our textbooks and sent us a postcard. But the frequency wasn't even the most astonishing part. The signal had a shape. When telescopes detect a signal from a fixed point in space, as the Earth rotates, the signal should rise in strength, hit a peak, then fade, following a perfect bell curve over exactly 72 seconds. That's basic physics. The WOW signal followed this curve with almost supernatural precision. It rose. It peaked. It faded. Exactly as a signal from deep space should. This told scientists something bone-chilling: whatever sent this signal was not moving. It was not a satellite spinning around Earth. It was not a plane. It was not a weather balloon. It was a stationary point, somewhere out there, in the direction of the constellation Sagittarius. Roughly 120 to 220 light-years away. Pointing directly at us. Scientists scrambled. They pointed every available telescope back at that same patch of sky. They listened for weeks. Then months. They searched in 1977, 1978, 1987, 1999, 2012, with increasingly powerful equipment. They analyzed the region with the world's most sensitive instruments. And they found absolutely nothing. Dead silence. Not a whisper. It was as if something had knocked on our door once, loud and clear, and then vanished without a trace. This is what separates the WOW signal from every other unexplained phenomenon in astronomy. It's not that we can't identify it. It's that every single explanation astronomers propose, every natural cause, every Earth-based interference, every technical glitch, fails. They've eliminated every candidate. And what you're left with, when all the logical answers run out, is something deeply uncomfortable. In 2017, a professor named Antonio Paris proposed the most credible natural explanation yet. Two comets, 266P Chirikova and P85D were passing through that region of sky in 1977, and comets are surrounded by clouds of hydrogen gas. Could the signal have come from a comet? It was a brilliant idea. It made headlines worldwide. Scientists were excited. Until they actually tested it. When they pointed telescopes at those exact comets in 2017 and measured their hydrogen emissions, the signals were completely wrong. The wrong frequency. The wrong shape. The wrong strength. The comet hypothesis collapsed. And the scientific community was forced to admit, quietly, painfully, that the WOW signal remains unexplained. Even the people trying hardest to find a boring answer, couldn't find one. Now here's where it gets philosophically terrifying. The WOW signal connects directly to one of the deepest unsolved problems in all of science, the Fermi paradox. The universe is 13.8 billion years old. It contains an estimated 400 billion stars in our galaxy alone. Scientists now believe most stars have planets, and a significant fraction of those are inhabitable zones. The math is overwhelming. Life should be everywhere. Intelligent life should have had billions of years to develop, to spread across the galaxy, to send signals, to make themselves known. And yet, silence. We call this the Great Silence. The universe is vast, ancient, and statistically teeming with potential life. And we hear nothing. Except, for 72 seconds on August 15, 1977, we heard something. Which raises a question that should keep you up at night: what if the silence is intentional? Some scientists have proposed what might be the most disturbing interpretation of all. What if advanced civilizations go quiet on purpose? The dark forest theory, popularized by physicist Lü Cixin, suggests that the universe operates like a dark forest. Every civilization is a hunter, moving silently, because to make noise is to risk being found. And to be found is to be destroyed. Under this theory, any civilization intelligent enough to send a signal across 200 light-years is also intelligent enough to know the danger of doing so. The WOW signal may have been an accident. A leaked transmission. A mistake. And whoever sent it, may have gone dark immediately after. This theory sounds like science fiction. But it also perfectly explains the Great Silence. It perfectly explains why we've never heard anything again. And it should make you think very carefully about what we do next. Because here's the thing, we are not staying silent. Right now, humanity is broadcasting radio waves into space at the speed of light. Every TV show, every FM radio station, every military radar ping, they've been leaking into the cosmos for over a century. Our signals have already traveled 100 light-years in every direction, forming a growing bubble of noise around our solar system. We announced ourselves long ago. We can't take it back. And in 2023, scientists transmitted a new intentional message, 13 times more powerful than any previous broadcast, aimed at a star 28 light-years away. Some scientists celebrated. Others were horrified. Because if something is out there, something that received the WOW signal's original transmission and stayed quiet, we just gave them our address. Again. So where does this leave us? One signal. 72 seconds. Never repeated. Never explained. It arrived from the direction of Sagittarius, at the exact frequency of hydrogen, in the perfect shape of a deep space transmission, and then vanished as if it was never there. We don't know if it was aliens. We don't know if it was natural. We don't know if we're being watched, ignored, hunted, or called to. What we do know is this: the universe is 93 billion light-years across. It has been running for nearly 14 billion years. And out of all of that, one signal, one moment, one message, found us. Whether that's terrifying or beautiful might be the most important question our species will ever answer. The cosmos knocked once. We didn't know how to answer. And the night sky has been silent ever since. Subscribe for more mind-blowing facts every week.